Been asked some questions about the Analog 4 from Elektron and getting it to work in polyphony. Currently it's a mono synth with 4 tracks, 4 voices, so it's one mono channel per track or voice per track. There is a workaround using the MIDIPal. Just to give you a quick demonstration, what I've got here is the A4. I've got the Teenage Engineering OP1 that I'll use just as a MIDI controller. I connect MIDI just so I can convert the USB from the OP1 into standard MIDI and then into the Analog 4 from MIDIPal. So let me just show you how I've got this set up. Firstly, on the OP1 I've got it just set up to controller mode just so I can use this as a standard keyboard controller. You can see that I'm using channel 1 as the output on the MIDI channel. If we have a look at the A4, you can see that I've got a patch set up on each track, and you can see that each track has got the same patch, which is called lead heavy, set up on each track. So the 4 tracks are essentially the 4 voices of the Analog 4. Let's have a look at the MIDIPal. So there's a utility in the MIDIPal called dispatch. What that does is it takes a MIDI channel signal and then redirects the notes to different MIDI channels. So in this case I'm going to set up the inputs coming in on channel 1 as we saw on the OP1 keyboard. I'm going to put it in cyclic mode, which allows the keys to be cycled to different MIDI channels as they're played. So if you play 3 notes, then it'll cycle the first note to channel 1, the second note to channel 2, etc, etc. Output 1, so the first channel it will output on is channel 1, and it will output up to 4 MIDI channels. So channel 1, 2, 3 and 4 will be the outputs. So let's have a listen. So if we listen just when it's in mono, monophonic, and then we switch the dispatch utility on, and you can hear now that 3 or 2 voices, depending what chords are being played. So workaround, it works. It's a little bit messy, but gives you some idea of what you can do with the MIDIPal, and that the A4 can be used in polyphonic mode if you want to use it that way.